Hello and welcome to Mobile Adventures. We're going to be concentrating on two different things. I'm getting ahead of myself here. For this adventure, well, or lack thereof, let's see if I completed the path out to the river. Anyway, first off, this is done on a phone. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that. But it does cost in terms of performance, such as walking into trees, buildings, and pits of death. So, I'm gonna spend washer phase finally doing something with this tower, which the entire intent of the tower is not to overlook the immediate area, but to look out when we crank the render distance. We may not get this done. In fact, we need to get down. Also, I forget if I have it up here, but I also would like to finish, yes, putting windows into the building so that part of what I want to do next for dryer phase, it kind of requires the window thing to be done on the mansion, as in completion, not to continue to work. So as you can see, the entrance is finally covered. So let's just go around and check here. We know that's all covered. We know this side is all covered. We know this is covered. And we know that the library stutter is also covered. And we got windows here that aren't. And we're going with full blocks on the main body of the mansion, because if we used panes, it would look kind of weird, being that we got the exterior and an interior wall. Whereas the dormers, we can get away with the single pane. So again, the next thing I want to do when it's dryer phase, one of the things it'd be nice to have, and we are out of glass. Would like to have all this taken care of, and now we do have the main mansion covered. There we go. This is to be determined space. Can I talk? The answer is, of course, no. We'll cut through here right now, but this will not be a thing we can do later. And I decided that since we got this grand ballroom, it would make sense, which obviously isn't done, but to have a coat closet, which is what this area is, and also can be accessed here from the back entry. So of course none of this has been done yet. That's probably going to be off-camera thing. A lot of what I've been doing with the mansion is off-camera. Anyway, now that we have our... let me check my pressing buttons. Alright, there were some things I thought I took with me that I shouldn't have, but So this 35-ish minute section is going to be on working the kitchen. And the game is now displaying the 6 wide inventory, because on this phone that's how it's set up, but this phone also likes to, I don't know why I got that like that, but that's different. So now we're just gonna go up to the attic and finish what we need to finish up there, and that's filling in the dormers. We kind of ended over, okay, we don't want those. Those need to be not in hand. Now you can kind of see some of what we've done. Also going to go over to the sheep farm. We had a little problem, and I came up with a solution that hopefully will work. Alright, we don't have any more windows there. Now we're on the front side. And of course we got this area where the tower is. Which is why we got the blank wall there, because the tower kind of covers that window. And yep. Nope. That's that. I'm gonna get this over here. And do we have everything? No, we don't. Alright, now we do. We have finished. Alright, we're gonna put that there. Alright, I also been doing the 25 level enchanting of things. So come down here to put away some stuff. This is an unbreaking. And I think we got another special one. I just want to be sure I get everything here. And sleep. Alright, so those are all done, but we need to go and kind of need to go and chop up more of the also got to keep an eye out, because monsters have been able to spawn, and we are at 25. We also placed a block that shouldn't exist here. Oh, yeah, well, anyway, let's just place this here for now. And again, just checking to make sure that every available block that I need that exists currently without mining has been grabbed. So I'm going to go up here and I've cleared out this area. It's all cleared out. And control, that would be nice. Made an infinite water source for this farm. And yep, we took every bit of deep slate that we currently have in the world that we've mined, and we want to be sure we're clear because there's a few things I would like to. Again, we'll just check this one to be sure. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to get rid of and change. Alright. Put this here. We don't need as many of those as we need of this. And I'm not sure of these. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need them, but we made them anyway. Sheep and cows will be a hint as to what is coming next. Right now, since I'm here, I might as well dump. Dump these, dump these. Alright. And we have second level. I inadvertently made another pair of pants, forgetting that I stored everything up here. Alright, we're gonna level channel 25. Oh, okay, yep. Channel 25 is a station in Boston, so. Alright. It seems I remembered how to place things to get a 24. We'll take it. It's not really a ton of help, but it's. And we're. Well, I would say randomly jumping, but I noticed I actually did hit it. We're down to only one diamond. So, put this back. Go downstairs. And I think we went too far. Yeah. I'm thinking ahead of myself here. Now we just need to get level 25 on boots and we'll have a complete set. We also have power and unbreaking 1 and power and unbreaking 2. Combining those two will probably not make much of a difference, but it may help with other things. So, let's get back up and build some of the tower. There will be a staircase winding around. Alright, so we got that, and we have these. I'm pressing the buttons. Usually I don't go in reverse, but... Alright. We're making a diamond pattern. Then there'll be 2 blocks above the diamond pattern. And then the outlook area. So the whole purpose is not to overlook the immediate area, but further out. I have demonstrated that before, but I think I will do that again if we actually make it to that point, which I highly doubt we will. And we're out of stuff. This part's not out in the open anymore, although we still have this here to deal with. And not sure why that's a thing, although... Yeah, this is a thing. Need to figure that part out. So, yeah, like I said earlier, I got the windows open because it's actually warmer outside than it is inside in terms of the basement. Alright, you know, we're going to go mining, so it's not going to matter. Yeah, I'm thinking of outside of this here, because it's supposed to act as a support for the stairs, is these pointless arches. I'm just going to change over to what I did here. Yeah, I'm not going to care much about animals at this point. I just want to get rid of a few things that we don't need. Put that down there. We'll put this over here. Alright, good enough. And we have our iron pickaxe in case we do find diamonds, because we're down to 1. This has got to be moved, because that's a falling hazard when it comes to walking the path. So I'm going by this because we pretty much did what we can there. So it's the one that's in our mining tunnel, which is over here. Just gonna dig straight through. Yeah, we explored this whole thing, more or less, what's accessible. Yeah, we got some redstone there, but we're more interested in this and diamonds. And we can break. I don't know why it just suddenly switched from one block to another. basic grunt work construction and what have not. I'm just using stone equipment anyway. And there's a reason why we bring the iron pickaxe. We could use some of the gold as well. And we'll just hand bash it, because it's only a couple. Alright, switch over. Yep, break it. We need to do that. I think we're still safe. Alright, let's go back to this. As fun and exciting as this can be, we need it for what we need to get done. As I have raided the, we got redstone. Well, kind of need to get more of that again anyway. We'll also get the stuff that we pass by. Alrighty then, so yep, bring it. Back to this guy. Alright, we also had some over here that we just walked right by. And we'll just use the gravel to fill in the hole. Alright, so we did... Okay, I did put the light in, so... Yeah, we definitely don't have enough. So I'm going to do the two torch thing here, which is when it gets dark enough, I think I see diamonds. My thumb's over it. And I do. We definitely need those. So once again, switch over. Basically, I'll just go down 2 hall lengths. I mean, we can reach 6 blocks. So if we go for 2 maximum reach stints, we need a torch, and that's as far as we'll go in that particular section. I don't think we have anywhere near enough, but I don't know. Well, we haven't even gone over here yet. How's that one? Oh, I've made a deep slate chest upstairs. Well, you know what? We kind of needed diamonds anyway, and got some more gold, which could be a help. I have also, being I'm not really the best at this game, you've seen how I fight anyway. I just learned, kind of pathetic, just learned that if I can get a zombie villager to wear a helmet or some other piece of armor, helmet because it's relatively cheap, and also the helmet protects them from sunlight. The other armor will keep them alive, but if they're out in the sun, it's not going to do us any good. Alright, I think we got enough. Not the best, but it'll do. Yeah, I never bothered getting the redstone here, but whatever. Or lapis. We still have plenty of that. Of course, we could always go down these tunnels ever so slightly more and then grab more stuff later. It's just test for thunderstorms, because that doesn't work the way that it used to. Alright, so good. Are we safe using this thing? Alright, I'm not worried about the other stuff right now. Usually I'll go after everything I can, but alright. 64. Give me way more of this. Then 64. Give me this. We're gonna need that. Also, thinking. Some of that. Then back to this. Are we good? I don't know. Right, so here we are back here. Hopefully we can get this finished. At least parts that I want. Right, so there. Good. And now 2 courses of this, which matches the bottom of where we just were. We are going to ultimately overlook past this roof. Like I said, it's not for the local, it is just to look beyond the local area, which we cannot do right now. Let's bring it down a little more. And then we get this support. And this would be the observation deck. And there might not be enough. That is not what I wanted. Yeah, that is going to overlook. This one. Placing. Alright, something isn't right. Nope, not what I wanted. Here we go with this now. Alright, we are not in the correct positions. Okay, this is not going to be here. No, we're pressing blocks now. Yeah, I made this way too short here. Break it. Block here, block here. We placed way... No, I did not ask for torch. I asked for block. The game likes doing what it wants, that's for sure. Yeah, see, we can see out. Not quite as much over that, but when we crank the render distance, it'll do its job. And we're out. Got more. So my question is, do I want to go 2 high or 3 high? Go with 3 and see how it looks. We'll do the sides we can see. And we're going to be able to do all but one side. That is not the one I said. It actually came to us. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a torch here just for the sake of... Okay, we can go in the middle. Alright, the laundry is done. And again, similar here, we can just place a torch in the middle. There, that's lit. And up there is lit. It's going to be a winding staircase. Now, before we call it good, let's just check our inventory for one last time. All right. Let's head down. I just want to be sure of things. Yeah, before we go into washer-dryer phase. Well, it used to be washer-dryer phase when we were doing one way, is we recorded everything that we did. Initially, that's how I kind of did this, but I realize it's probably more entertaining if I don't. Oh, look, we had more here. All right, you go there. Yeah, we'll just put these here for now. More of that there. And what little tuff we got, we can put there. Diamonds were done. Now we got 6. Now we got 36 of that. We're going to consolidate this. We are down on redstone. We can show you what that was for a little later. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our starting building. Did I ever? Well, it's not going to matter, ultimately. I'm going to go to our starting building, put away stuff, sleep, and then I'm going to pause to get dryer phase ready to go, and all right, move the thing. Yeah, we gotta make stuff for that. Anyway, we want to bring this along. Want to bring glass, because I'm gonna show you stuff that's been done, and I'm gonna start making the village. All right, we're back. Although I want to put those not in the hand. I'm gonna show you some things we have done. Yeah, I got the volume set so you can hear it, but me, yeah, not quite as much. Anyway, you can see. How about we actually not switch weapons? And put these out of the way. I turn this portal into a quote-unquote infinite water source. And so that carrot that the zombie gave us, turning it into a full-blown carrot patch, which we are going to do again. Helps if I actually grab the carrots to put them in. And established where they are going to go. Although it seems to want to go wherever it wants at times. anyway, as you knew, we had an issue where we had to keep the light level in there below, at 8 or below, to keep wolves from spawning on the grass inside of the sheep barn. But problem is, you need light level of 9 or higher for the grass to regrow. So, with that being said, we'll show you how we take care of that, and it does involve this addition that I put on the back. This is the addition, and down here nothing's been done, but that's going to be storage for wool for when I don't need it. So anyway, I mean, I kind of need to activate the system, so might as well show it. Is we don't have any wheat on us. Good enough. Alright, so how did I solve this problem? Alright, so I created an area that the sheep cannot go to, which has the grass in it. And as you can see, I have a redstone circuit to turn on. And I'm not 100% sure, but just to play it safe, I put a half slab above the circuit so that if wolves can spawn on anything in the wooded area, then no. So what I'm going to do now is, this is what's important, is I have this area over here where we keep it a little dark on this side, and now I'm going to get them over to this side. Good. Now I'm going to close them in. They will be safe. So if a wolf were to spawn in here, only those stupid enough to be next to the fence, I think, might get connect. There. Now we turn on the lights. It's not a perfect system. It doesn't go all the way to over here. Now we can have the grass regrow and we can shear the sheep again and again. It's a trade-off for where we are versus... Alright, we'll get rid of that. It's a trade-off for the area that we're in. And this is the second set of, the second row of carrots that can be made. Alright, so look at all the sheep. Look at all the kills. What I hate is how long it takes for the orbs to... That's the one thing that Java definitely has over Bedrock, is wherever you kill something, the orbs come out and you can get them right then and there. Alright, the infinite water source. Anyway, as you might have noticed, I'll just put this here for the... Now we'll grab this. Yeah, we got it. As we were showing you the sheep farm, of course this is all cleared, you might have noticed this patch over here. Well, this is going to be the barn for the rest of the animals. Bottom will be cows, the second level will be pigs, and the top will be chickens. Now, what's going to happen is the chickens, not the chickens, the pig and cows will be, the floor will be open like it is here. And there'll be a path for me and a catwalk along here. And what I'm going to do is, when it's time to kill them, they're going to drop into here. There'll be a flow of water this way and a flow of water this way. It may be 2, 3, 4, Oh, that's... Well, I had an idea. I'm still gonna do it. Yeah, the 8x8 idea is gonna be too much, little, so there's gonna be a trench dug to push the 8x8 water flow outside of the envelope of the building. So then they will be in a tunnel, and then when they go in the tunnel, there'll be a 19-block drop. I believe that is the amount needed to literally get them within an inch of their lives. But one of the things I've wanted to do is, and we're going to use some of these logs that we got anyway, and cutting down more for different reasons, is since we can get a villager I might be going ahead of myself, but what we're going to do is we're going to build the first villager building. Alright, how about we stick with the sword that we have? Alright, so maybe about here we'll start building a building. What we need now is, we've saved it. We got yeah, we saved a bunch of this. We definitely could use it. I actually want to do this. And two of these. Pressing. Can we not make them? We don't have room, that's why. Okay, we need to get rid of some stuff. And there was other things. Let's try this again. There we go. How much fence do we have? Of course, now the timing sucks. How else would it work? At this point, we don't want any of the monsters coming out yet. Although late enough. I'll jump. Alright, so over here at the edge, this might be big enough for what I want to do. Actually, no, it isn't. Because what we need to do is a double barricade. The problem is if I put them here like this, you get this ugly looking effect here. So we're going to need to give them quite a bit more space. What this will do is it's going to prevent the zombies from attacking the villagers. And apparently they can still attack a villager over here. They can still attack villagers behind a fence or a wall. So double it. Now what we can do is hide some torches in here, which of course you'll be able to see eventually. Now to Alright, this one's going to be our beta test anyway. Alright, so yeah, this is actually a little smaller than I want, but this will do. Pressing. And we can break. Now the idea is ultimately, and I did this a little wrong, so might just let it live because this is supposed to be the important villager. So we'll give him the double door. Okay, hit the right one. That might help a little bit. Alright, so now we got this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Brake. Alright, so might seem a bit premature, but put the glass in anyway. We are not going to put a door in, because the first thing we want to do is get a zombie. Actually, let's... There. Placing. One, two, three, four. Predetermine the rest of that later. Now we need a roof. Kind of. Okay, that's starting to set. That's not what we need. This is not the most efficient way to do it, but we're just trying to get what we ultimately need. And we are not reaching. Alright, so seriously. Still gotta go further. And that weird one that exists. Alright, down. Brake. Yep, we're leaving a stump. The player. Why does this game not like to cooperate? Alright, we couldn't grab that. Okay, pressing. To get rid of some junk. That's junk. We can get more of this. We have to get rid of that right now. Get rid of that. So let's do a little eating. Yeah, that's cluttered. Get rid of this for now. A ton of this. That's way more than we need, but that's okay. Alright, so let's see here. We're clear? Good. Not what I wanted to do. Alright, we need to see. Okay, we got this. How about not there? This is not going to be seen, so. No. Yes. We're not jumping that way. This should not exist. Not that way. Good. Although I will say we'll probably give the remaining villagers a bigger plot of land. So this one is going to be seen, so we need to place that will be seen, so I'm doing everything backwards. Well, how else would it work? Everything's in reverse of how I want it. Alright, so let me check this. Do this again. This is the side that's supposed to look like this. How about where I'm standing? He really likes to not cooperate. Not what I wanted, but for now, it is what it is. I'm not going to waste my axe on this. Of course, that means it's going to take sweet time to break down. That needs to be this thing. This is done entirely wrong. And this time we're going to jump. We're going to go over here. We're going over here where I'm pressing. This is entirely wrong. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for this to clear up. Break. Oh, we actually made the jump. So this is here. That's not what I chose. This one, the one that I chose. All right, so build the giant mansion. Hey, that went relatively quick. Build the tiny house. Ooh, problem. All right, we need... All right, what we need to do, because it's getting a little dark again, is... Right now I'm just going to put this here. We'll keep that. We're pressing buttons. Alright, we're still okay right now. And we're moving the player. I like it when we move the player. Alright, now we actually got the house looking somewhat like what I want. Eat the food. That's the eat the food button, means eat the food. Of course, the more of this we collect, the more that we're gonna... The more we'll have, the more food we're gonna have. We're not ready for... And I didn't get any leather out of that. Okay. Alright, no. I'm gonna get this house ready so we can make things happen. And I left that beautiful looking gigantic stump. Is there anything that can be consolidated? No. Of course not. We're jumping. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put that, and this here. As well as that. We're trying to get a job here. Trying to get this job done. We're trying to build the miracle house. The distances we have to walk for trees, because we've cleared a lot of land already. That should be enough to do what we need, I think. Good. All right, so let's this. And this. We're gonna need half slabs, so that's gonna be a thing. Let's finish off the hard part. Also gonna need a bed, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about making this house whole. Not what I wanted, but that was. Not what I wanted, but that was. Not what we wanted. And not what we wanted. Let's make a stinking house, okay. Maybe we can jump. Alright, so the house is a mansion, at least in terms of, well, most of the exterior is sealed up. Around the tower, that's kind of not true, but... we don't need that many. Oh, we also need some half slabs. Yeah, we got to seal up around the tower. That needs to be changed out to this thing. That's not correct. Is. Well, that was a major pain. Anyway. Alright, so slabs. So this is not a roof that anything could spawn on. The thing that looks a little wonky is the top there, because yeah, there's no way it can make that look as good as I would like it to. Not the correct way. Alright, we got the house. Now we need to put the wall in. Might be cutting into that. Yeah, we didn't give enough land. I can't count because of these stupid things. Get rid of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting dark already. We're not ready for you yet. We're getting there. We're not there though. More of this stuff. Skip that. Just place it there. Get out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. We're not bashing. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not what I wanted. Surprise, surprise. Break. No, I did not place that there. Placing. That time I guess I was in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just go with 5 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we gotta space these out a bit better. But right now this isn't exactly here, we got our house built. So now the things we need. I'm gonna put the house building stuff here. And we need that. Pressing X. Actually, we can put this away. We're not needing it at the moment. I touched something, but it didn't matter too much. How about in? Oh, I only got 3. I'll get a light gray bed for the time being. And we need to get rid of junk. Alright, so junk. There, we get rid of some other junk by making useful stuff. Alright. Need one of those. we need to... Yep, pressing X. Need to have dirt on hand. Because right now we're going to need to... these gates in. Not the one I was aiming for, but not going to matter. Alright, so we got the house, we got that thing. The first thing, actually, let's move the player. Take the bed. This right in front of the window. And then we'll put the lectern over here when it's time, because I'm hoping to get ourselves a I think they say in the new version of as of this recording 26.20 can still roll for a what is it, mending villager. So one of the other things we need to do, we're going to hope that we can get a oh yeah, now you're there. Now the dark gray's there. Whatever. Give me that thing. We're not gonna care about the villager farmers yet. Let's just mark this stuff out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so alright, so this is placing. Oh, wait a minute. I saw dirt. Alright, there we go. We can get this out of there, this in there. Two, 3, 4, 5. Break. Break. Alright. That's solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's solid. And we're also off. Great. Come on. Alright. Yep, right there. Mistakes made here. What a surprise. Trying to fix everything that we screwed up here. Yeah, why don't I just keep using... how about we grab the planks? Yeah, I'm just gonna... that... I mean, this... setting the positions should be pretty easy. Brake. How about place? Alright, it's starting to get dark. This is where we're hoping for the zombie villagers to appear. Alright, what we need is that in hand. Sheep spawn within the building there. If we can hit, that is something we will not be able to capture. But we get some XP out of it. Alright, we also need dirt. Dirt. Move. Okay, how about move? I like move when I press move. Okay, good that it's zombie. Wrong, bad that it's not the correct zombie. Once again, wrong kind of zombie. Everything spawns in the middle there. Problem is the villagers won't be safe. Okay, it's not rolling the correct monsters. And that was also a regular zombie. We're looking for the villager zombies. So we throw down a helmet and hope they pick it up. That might be a bit difficult to do. In the PC and controllers, just press a button and down it goes. Not quite here. Break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we got solid. 1, 1, 2, 4, 5. Solid here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. The one I want you to bash, you won't. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Break. 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5 here. Alright, we already got that marked off, just like we do here. And we're going to move the player. Exactly what we don't need. Why I jumped there, I don't know, but I did. Junk. Alright, so dirt time. We're not placing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so what happens is there's going to be a floor, then 3 high. So we're going to let's line this up a little better. Not that it really was lined up all that bad, but let's do this, because I did it there. It looks slightly lopsided, but you gotta remember the first level is where the floor deck is. So it's gonna look a little more top heavy than it really is. So this? How about where we're standing? Even better answer. Pressing. Although I'm going to have a slight issue trying to get the animals in, but actually no, it won't be much of an issue. This is as tall as the other barn, except this one's, you don't need a special light level to worry about. The sheep, it's kind of an issue though. Not exactly the way we wanted it to be, but no, technically doesn't really matter. I went a little too high here. The axe on this. Oh, no, we don't want that. Alright, what I'm just going to do is to slightly speed things up. The next round is put another log in these bits. So again, the bottom is going to be cows, the top will be pigs, well, the top of the framed part will be pigs, and in the roof will be chickens. The pigs and the cows are going to fall through here in that water feature, 19 block drop, and fun times had by all. Okay, we can do that. We don't have any regular trees very close to us anymore. Now we're looking for the zombie villager. We're going back here because we want to try and roll it. I don't know why, again, doing that on sheep. They're one-hit kills with a diamond sword. I guess the breeze is picking up because I can feel it coming into the basement. Got the windows open because it's warmer out there than it is in the basement. We are looking for zombie villagers, for which we can give it a helmet and put one in the house. One, it protects the zombie villager from sunlight, and the second big thing is because it has a helmet or any given armor, it won't despawn. It'll stay put. So again, it looks like we're not rolling the correct stuff. Yeah, somebody might get... Do I see a zombie villager up ahead there? No, I do not. So what I'm going to do is just go after these easy kills. Yeah, close. Might want that. So here's getting all stuttery, probably because of all the food that's growing and the potential that perhaps it's also that I have seen that this game will throttle. Maybe the phone actually does get a little too warm. We want this here. And that's that. We did not get the proper roll. So, eat the food. Sure I'm safe. I said I cannot really hear anything for the sake of you guys not going deaf. Another X. The answer is no. And that's why we chose a short tree. So just punch through it. Alright, we did not get the correct roll for the monsters. Alright, they're gonna kill it anyway, so... On the plus side now, we only have... Yeah, that just does look weird, don't it? But... it makes a bunch of sense when it's gonna be put together. Not what I wanted. Now these are just being interconnected instead of like over there. So I built that to be fairly wide open and give it a believable structure to support it. Whereas here, everything's relatively close together, so it doesn't quite need as much. Yeah, actually this is where we stopped. Easier to do this side, then we only have to do a couple supports in the middle. This high. Yeah. My finger drifted ever so slightly off. Over here might be a good answer. Well, since I'm here, might as well make the middle one. Pressing. Down to just that now. Nope, not what I wanted. Alright, so what about 40% of the framing done? And this cute little house waiting for its tenant. Oh, we don't want to go after that. Because I think it... Oh, we got more. Never mind. Pressing buttons. Well, we had a bunch over there too. Or that I had enough to get more. Yeah, I'm thinking of all sorts of other things that need to be done, so I could have grabbed from there, and I'm just not thinking of it, because things that happen when you're old. Because chances are you're not, but you will be, and you'll have the same brain fog and time lapsing that it's going to happen. And no. Yeah, we're placing over here all of a sudden. Well, whatever. Pressing. Did I leave one? I'm going to take care of that later before Nope, that's not what we need. Not where we want it. Not where we want it. Did not reach it. Brake. Might be overkill. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll go with it. Why again do I do that when I know that we can jump, that it's a one-hit kill? Alright, so this goes here. Hopefully they are going to roll a little better this time. Got the dirt. Now we got the helmet. We've been wanting to see green things, but we don't want to see the green things. Maybe useful a little later, but right now they're kinda a nuisance. For the zombie villagers, we will not wait long. We got projects to get done. That's a sheep. That's another hissy boomy up there. A skeleton here, which either went away or is behind the tree. It went away. No, regular zombie. Nothing but hissy boomies, so once again, we did not roll the correct dice. I think it's all stuttery over here. out on sneaking, especially since hissy boomies are out. Of course. You know what? Maybe actually it's going to hold a ton of animals, so it'll make a ton of sense to have the structure like this. Like I said, the only reason that has a really big structure to it is because it's carrying a heavy roof, whereas this is carrying heavy animals. Every once in a while that breeze kicks in and definitely feel it. Yeah, place. Imagine that. Gotta look around. I mean, when I start putting up floors, I would have probably noticed that. Place. Place. Perhaps when I press the place button, it might be placing. if I can get it. I think I got it. Alright, next up. Hitting X. That's 3 times I hit it. So this last bit over there is going to be interesting. So I don't want the animals to be in a safe spot. Like fall over and land on a beam. Being said, I'm thinking about how to handle that part. It's going to be, that's the drop zone. Although we can have it supported up here because this will be the chicken area, and the chickens aren't going to have a falling section because chickens flutter their way down. I know in my 50th birthday world they are also set up to fall down, and that's just simply because that's how the whole thing was designed. Wasn't really, it was just designed in case for the chickens to just land in the killing floor, and that's about it there. This will be these 3 bits, the end of the regular section. And I can jump. Go this way. I mean, we'll continue the exterior look. The beams coming across, but the interior, not so much. I think we're reaching the end of the day again. Yes, we are. Alright, so we end with the entirety of the animal keep framing done. And the other will be the drop zone, where we, of course, do not want, where we don't want the beams there, because the animals could land on those and save themselves. Alright, we're looking for that zombie villager. And hopefully they'll take the helmet. Then we can lead them into the house. Then block them in. then till either a witch can splash us both, and again we're getting regular zombies, not what we want. The correct monster set is not being given. Still grab those. Alright, we're again not getting a proper roll. But when I don't want them, they're a dime a dozen. When I do, they never show up. Alright, so getting somewhat close to the end of the episode. So what we want to do is alright, he's dead. Nothing I care about. Finish this up. Pressing. Nope, I did not ask for that. I asked for log, and now we place log. Alright, so again, because of the way it's set up, we are not going to have a brace over here. It is not going to be supporting anything heavy. I know it's Minecraft, but as some of the older players do say, is that, and it's not always true, we will put one here at the roof, though. Because, again, chickens, they're just going to be in their own thing. What isn't true is that typically it's the older Minecraft player that builds the more realistic looking stuff. It may not be fancy schmancy, but tend to be more believable. I don't know about now because I stopped watching a guy named Waddles because, oh no, we don't want that, because he ad whores the crap out of his videos. Unless he doesn't know that he can set where the mid-rolls can go. Because YouTube, or should I say Google, if you want mid-rolls and you don't set them, Google ad whores the crap out of them. But anyway, you know, he builds this great stuff. Beautiful architecture and anything. But not structurally realistic, though. He built this giant mob farm factory, and it had a roof. the building was maybe as, one section of it is wide as this, maybe almost as wide as this barn, and the entire roof was just a single row of slabs going across like so. It was a great looking building, but very unrealistic, because the roof just wasn't very believable looking. And he also built a really nice looking tower clock. And it was beautiful. He even was able to make believable looking hands on the thing. But the entire structure was held up by nothing. But then, you see my stuff that doesn't look anywhere near as good. But you look at it and you can see there's structure to it. Like right here, this farm. There's going to be a lot of animals in here. So you've got this support to hold all that weight. And this is the drop zone where they're just going to drop. So you don't have support, except those just tying in, plus tying in the roof that ultimately, in the roof space in which the chickens will exist. It may not be the best looking thing on the planet, but it's a believable thing on the planet. Like this mansion next to anything that you see those great players make. And that's the tower peeking out, by the way. Doesn't really look like anything. But since I need to put stuff away, I can show you that. As if you haven't noticed, is that hidden under these columns and all this stuff is the support structure. Like right here, for example. It's hiding a support column. So, let's just fill this in a little more. Yeah, actually this was put in because, that's a transition to another space. This, on the other hand, doesn't need to be what it is. So I'm going to do some changing. Like this closet had the similar sized door as this. So how do you know which is the private and which is the major space to head to someday a swimming pool? You don't. So, for now we can... Why am I down here? But again, you can see where the physical supports are. And this is where the tower is. Anyway, oh yeah, I know why I was down there, but you know what? I'm closer to the workbench over here, so here we are. Just doing a slight time kill, because alright, we need to put stuff away. Like, where's the... There it is, the gunpowder. So now you can see that we do have a ceiling on this, so we're dry there. We've got to figure out how to... Yeah, see, this doesn't need to be like this. Pressing, so we're going to change that. We're pressing. That. There, for the most part, there, now you know, we hit the columns, and now this is more open. Again, we kinda can do that here too. This is not necessary. Plus we're getting some more logs that we can actually use. Oh, of course. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, of course, off by one. We don't need those there. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Kind of need those there because that corner will get dark. There. That was something I've been wanting to actually... That. Although that's a support column. See, this is why we did the glass is in blocks, so you wouldn't have this weird wonky thing that unfortunately you have to have with the doors. So you gotta keep an eye out in all directions, because I cannot hear much of anything. Oh, we got the witch, but we don't have a zombie villager. We got a bunch of hissy boomies and we can jump. Ah, crap. Now we need to get to safety. Open. Oh, shut. Well, either one. Move. Jeez. Now we're stuck in here. Well, this is the beautiful house I get to live in once I can actually get a zombie villager. I'm suddenly having a southern accent. Anyway. Just waiting to recover. I was hoping to have got my health back. Oh, and the witch is still after me. Gosh darn, move. Once again, stuck. Of course, if I could get in, go anywhere, that would help. You know what? Make the problems go. Oh, we can't because the witch is there. Ready, set, go. Go, go, go. Move. Man, when it matters. Alright, so, yep, eat the food. That'll be this exciting edition of Mobile Adventures. And there's that stupid thing again. Well, she's no longer a problem. Alright, let's put away food. And we got sugar, which is useless to us. Although, maybe not in the realm of doing that stuff. I know redstone can be a component, so we'll just put the stuff there that we can. That is not going to matter. So, yeah, that'll be it for Mobile Adventures as we recover. Yeah, that's much better looking. Anyway, as we recover, I'll actually go to the window and we can jump. Yeah, that's not going to help. Anyway, this is George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, a little rough bump at the end. We did okay, and have a good one.